Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, a lot of you have been asking me about the government shutdown. What's going on? What is the details that are involved in that? And I've got a ton of information that I want to share. I even want to call the White House comment line. They have a switchboard that you can call because the message that they have to play on that is phenomenal. But it talks about the Democrats holding the government hostage. I'll play that for you in a moment. But as it sits, we know that the vote yesterday on Sunday went south. Nothing went through, and they are scheduled to revote to open it at noon today, the 22nd, Monday. So that's going to come after this video. So whether or not it's been opened, right now it's closed, but they have another vote coming in just an hour or so, probably by the time I put up this video. But that being said, let me just share a couple of facts with you on what's going down. Well, for starters, there has only been 19 government shutdowns since 1976. That's not a whole lot when you take it into consideration since 1976, 19 times. Now, most of those have been just over a weekend period, so not really long ones. However, there have obviously been longer ones. Now, more recently, let's think of some. There's two that have occurred under the Clinton administration in the winter of 1995 and in 1996. Former President Bill Clinton and the Republican Congress were at odds with each other and shut down the government for a total of 26 days. Now, that was under Clinton. I am happy right now that his wife is not up there, if you get my drift. Also, it occurred under the Obama administration in 2013 when a stalemate between the House and Senate led to a 16-day hiatus. So that's another one. And here we have President Trump, and we've got another shutdown so far lasting just a couple of days. Now, let me play for you. Kind of, you get an idea. Now, people obviously lose their pay. Military men, men and women and families, very horrible. And most of the time they do back pay when it reopens, but it still hurts the family. And it's definitely not a good thing when our congressional people cannot come to an arrangement or agreement. And in this case, I have to agree that the Democrats are holding hostage because they are trying to push immigration laws like above and beyond where they need to be. But here is the White House, and we're going to just call that line because I want you to hear the actual playing of what they have to say. So here it is.
Thank you for calling the White House comment line. Thank you for calling the White House. Unfortunately, we cannot answer your call today because congressional Democrats are holding government funding, including funding for our troops and other national security priorities, hostage to an unrelated immigration debate. Due to this obstruction, the government is shut down. In the meantime, you can leave a comment for the president at www.whitehouse.gov/contact. We look forward to taking your calls as soon as the government reopens.
Gotta love it. The White House being held hostage by the Democrats who want to put in crazy immigration rules. And I have to agree, actually, with that particular assessment from the White House. So I just wanted to get that out to you guys so you have that. Now, here is another report that I was actually floored that Communist News Network, who I can't even stand, but CNN actually agrees that it's the Democrats' fault, which is a miracle. Check out this report on CNN.com, and this one's titled, "On Shutdown, Democrats Have a Lot of Explaining to Do." But the report goes on to say that when a spending deal is not a spending deal is when it's a DACA deal. It's pretty simple. Funding bills should be about appropriations, not immigration. Unfortunately, Democrats let politics take priority over policy, thus paralyzing any compromise, ultimately shutting down the government. It is irrelevant whether you call it, and they do the swamp shutdown, whatever. Washington will point fingers to place the blame while the American people suffered. Democrats were so hell-bent on setting the fate of unlawful immigrants that they were willing to punish lawful residents who serve in our military, rely on children's health insurance, and rely on valuable government services. President Trump blames the Democrats, tweeting that they are holding our military hostage over their desire to have unchecked illegal immigration. Now, I actually have to say that's maybe one of the very few things that I agree with Communist News Network on, just the fact that the Democrats are really blowing this out of proportion and out of the water. I found that fascinating. That's even on Communist News Network. But as you know, just to give you a breakdown, again, Sunday's vote hit South. They're re-voting today whether to open it or not, or they vote at noon on a 3-week spending bill that would end the shutdown for that 3 weeks time. But McConnell commits to addressing DACA and border security on February 8th if these issues have not been resolved. Ryan says House would support short-term deal. Trump calls Senate to abolish the filibuster. Now let's go on over to Donald Trump's Twitter page, because here's where he suggested basically a nuclear option, if you will. But here's what he had to say on Twitter on the 21st. Great to see how hard Republicans are fighting for our military and safety at the border. The Democrats just want illegal, keyword there, immigration to pour into our nation unchecked. If the stalemate continues, Republicans should go to 51% nuclear option and vote on real long-term budget, no CRs. Basically, he's saying majority vote rules instead of your 60. If you've got 51%, you're good to go, that nuclear option. And he's asking them to do that. Obviously, that has not been done at this time. Now, here's a few more things that Donald Trump had to say this morning on his Twitter page, and I quote, Democrats have shut down our government in the interest of their far left base. They don't want to do it, but they are powerless. He also states, the Democrats are turning down services and security for citizens in favor of services and security for non-citizens. Not good at all. And I agree. Let's take care of the people here in America. Take care of our military. Don't shut that down and close down the pockets. It's not fair because the Democrats want some kind of option on immigration. Now, I'm all for legal immigration. I think we should absolutely have that. And look, Donald Trump has even stated the ones who are here that have a job, that are contributing to society, that are already established, make them citizens. I agree with that. If they're here, they're established, they're working, let's put them as part of our payroll, and they can pay taxes like the rest of us. Where we take issue, and a lot of people, is when they get handouts, they come here, and we have to pay for that when the American people aren't even getting that. I know I have my own business that I run here, and in order to get decent healthcare, well, it's very, very rough. So just a lot of things to think about with that. Anyhow, wanted to bring you my assessment on that. I'd love to get your comments on it. Please don't forget to check out my partner at virtualshield.com/Lisa Haven, and make sure you're on that IP scrambler, because it's none of anybody's business what you're looking at on the internet. Anyhow, I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.